Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Alright, before we talk about this February 22nd card, which if true, is crazy. Honestly, if it's true, it's crazy. A quick reminder that we are live tomorrow at 8 PM, tomorrow being Thursday. We're going to go live for about 2 hours. There's always loads to talk about, but all of a sudden, I think there's even more to talk about. So make sure you put it in your diary. Tomorrow, 8 PM, we're going live. All right, let's talk about this rumored, and that's what it is, still a rumor. Although Dan RAFAEL, who first reported it, often gets it right, this card is nuts. Honestly, it's bonkers. I did do a video, though, the other day, and I did say BETERBIEV versus BIVOL 2 could be on this card. And a lot of you shat on me. I had a look at the comment section. A lot of you like, calm down, Ade. All of a sudden, Dan RAFAEL's reporting it's on the card. I will say this, though. I don't know if the order in which he reported is the order of the fight card, but surely there's no way that BETERBIEV versus BIVOL isn't the main event. But anyway, look, regardless, who cares? So he's reporting it's Dubois versus Parker, BETERBIEV versus BIVOL, Hamza Shirez versus Carlos Adames. What else has he got? Zhang versus Cabel and Virgil Ennis versus Boots Ennis. That's a joke. Honestly, that's a joke. And there's a lot of rumors circulating about Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. If that card is true, that's 6. That's the greatest fight card I've ever seen in my life. And that might be a bit of hyperbole, right? Because I can't remember all the fight cards that I've ever seen. But a lot of people go back to the Don King fight cards of the 80s. I can't remember them. But in my lifetime, that's the greatest fight card I've ever seen. I mean, what walks first? I mean, honestly, you could have Zhang versus Cabel as the first fight of the night. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's an incredible fight card. I mean, you've got, what have you got on there? 3 world title fights, an undisputed fight. You've got 2 guys in Virgil Ennis and Boots Ennis that, you know, are supposed to be, or at least earmarked as the future of American boxing. And you got Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. That's a joke. Honestly, it's a joke. It's almost too good to be true. Like, I expect a couple of those to be knocked off. Honestly, I do, because like, as much as I'm all for big fight cards, surely you want to save something for another fight card down the line. But look, that's something, innit? And that's almost something for everyone, like for every region around the world. Everyone's got something on that fight card. The Brits, we've got something, obviously with Zhang, so you're doing the Asian market, and then you got Floyd Schofield and Shakur Stevenson and Boots Ennis and Virgil Ennis for the American market. You've literally ticked every single box. That would be crazy. Let's start from top to bottom. I almost feel weird saying top to bottom because there is no bottom on this fight card. But Dubois versus Parker. Look, it should be Parker. I think we've all said Parker deserves it, coming off the Zhang and Wilder wins. But let's give Dubois some credit here. Remember, this is a voluntary. Dubois could go through that top 15 and say, yeah, give me that one. And he could almost take the easiest. And then there isn't really an easy top 15 fighter, but he could say, give me the easiest of the bunch and let me run through them and then wait to see what happens with Fury Usyk. But he's like, no, give me the hardest. And you've got to fucking applaud him. So many fighters say, I'll fight anyone, and they don't, right? For whatever reason. And sometimes we're not privy to the reasons, but they always say, I'll fight anyone. They don't fight him. Dubois is actually saying, I will fight anyone, and he is fighting them. Because Dubois' run, if it is Parker, is Usyk, Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgović, AJ, Parker. Mate, that's an insane run. But look, I'm happy for Parker. Again, congratulations to Daniel Dubois. That's honestly, it's an incredible run, and I like the fact he's staying busy as well. I think that will be his 5th fight in, I'm gonna say 18 months. I think a 5th fight in 18 months, which needs to be applauded. I mean, I'm not joking. Go and look at people's record books. There are superstar fighters out there who haven't fought in 18 months. There are superstar fighters out there who've had 1 fight in 18 months. And I'm just saying Dubois here is about to have 5 fights in 18 months. And in those 5 fights, it will be 5 killers. It's not 5 bums. This isn't 5 easy ones. Like, this isn't give me a little quick run out. This is 5 killers. Usyk, Miller, Hrgović, AJ, Parker. We applaud you, Mr. Daniel Dubois. We applaud you. BETERBIEV versus BIVOL rematch. Come on. That doesn't even need selling. Like, if I need to sell that to you, then you're watching the wrong sport. Like, if I need to really tell you why that fight needed to happen again, then you're watching the wrong sport. But again, like, this being on that card, like, you can remove this from that card. The card's already, oh my God, what a great card. BETERBIEV-BIVOL on the card. Crazy. Hamza Shirez versus Carlos Adames. There's been a lot of talk about, was it going to be Hamza Shirez versus Alan Kanali? He pulled out of the purse bids for that one. He's gone straight in with Carlos Adames. This is it. This is the time. Like, we all have praised Hamza Shirez quite a lot. I mean, everyone thinks he's a world champion in waiting. Here's your opportunity. This is it. Let's see what you can do. Carlos Adames is no joke, by the way. This isn't going to be easy for Hamza Shirez. This is a massive step up from what he's been fighting recently. And look, recently he looked fantastic. I mean, the Tyler Denny performance was just outstanding. Amma Williams was good as well, but he got caught a couple of times by Amma Williams. But Amma Williams is a good fighter, but this is a step up from Amma and a step up from Tyler Denny. So let's see what he can do. Virgil Ennis versus Boots Ennis is intriguing for a number of reasons. Obviously, look, I spoke to Virgil a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned that Boots Ennis would be his number 2 choice. His number 1 choice was Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ennis was mentioned or made for this fight card, then, like, I don't care what fight card you've ever seen, it would have been the greatest fight card ever. It would have been. My worry for this one, and I've said this about Riyadh season cards before, because the money is so big and you want to be on these, as a fighter, you want to be on these cards. Trust me, I speak to all the fighters, they're all, and regardless of whether or not there's 20,000 in there or a few hundred or a few thousand, they all want to be on these fight cards. I don't know if this is too much of a quick turnaround for Boots. Like, in an ideal world, if you were to speak to Boots' team, they would have said, okay, you know, we want to fight late March, early April, which gives us another month, which means we can, you know, relax the body after what was a 12-round, wasn't a war, but it was a 12-round fight regardless. We can relax the body, chill out, rest, which is so important for the body, rest, and then go into a tough fight camp for what will be a tough fight. So, look, I'm happy it's on there. Again, this is all rumors, people. I'm happy it's on there, but I do think Boots wouldn't have taken this fight if it wasn't a Riyadh season fight card. I do believe he would have said, no, give me a month, which isn't a duck, just give me a month. Cabel versus Zhang. The one person who's not on this fight card, who I'm disappointed is not on this fight card, is Martin Bakole. Martin Bakole was linked with both of these guys. Linked with Zhang, linked with Cabel, and he's not on the fight card. I did see something. Someone sent me something on Instagram about Cabel saying, look, by the way, Cabel would never duck Bakole, and I don't think Zhang would duck Bakole. Sometimes it comes down to just a negotiating table. And I think I saw something that said Bakole was asking for too much money or something. Now, if that's true, that's obviously a mistake on the part of Bakole and Billy Nelson, but it is a shame not to see Bakole on these fight cards, because I think Bakole is just wonderful. I really do. I think Bakole is incredible. I think Bakole is a problem for any of these heavyweights, any of them. But Zhang versus Cabel was such a great fight, honestly. Cabel has been the monster slayer in these Riyadh season cards. Obviously, Arslanbek Makhmudov, in hindsight, weren't great, but going into the fight, people were like, my God, this guy's a monster. And Cabel broke him down. And then he beat Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez was kind of an avoided heavyweight. He beat him. So I think this is going to be a good fight. And then again, this is one that I think maybe won't happen, but we're hearing there are conversations. I think Eddie said that he sent an offer to Golden Boy to make this fight happen. Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. Now, I do feel sorry for Joe Cordina. I do. I feel sorry for Joe, because this was Joe's fight before Shakur got injured, and Joe hasn't fought since. So why isn't Joe going straight into it? Yeah, I feel sorry for Joe. At this stage of his career, you want that big fight, you want that big paycheck. But it looks like that big fight and big paycheck could be going to Floyd Schofield, who, to be fair, has been... Look, sometimes you've got to make people want the fight. And Floyd has been on the mic, on Twitter, on social media, making the fight. He's instigated it. He's called Shakur out. Him and Shakur have gone back and forth. He slid in Shakur's DMs. Like, he is making the fight, whereas maybe Joe isn't doing that. And yes, that's not Joe's thing to do, but sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it. And Floyd's done it, and it looks like Floyd's won the lottery ticket here against Shakur Stevenson. So, yeah, look, that's the fight card. Wow. You know when Eddie came on the Ade and Ariel show. Ariel and Ade show, always get that mixed up. When he came on that show and he said, it's the best Riyadh season fight card ever, I was like, Eddie is turning into a promoter here, and this is pure promoter spill. It's obviously not. It is the best Riyadh season fight card ever. I'm saying it's the greatest fight card ever. And look, if it's not, tell me what is. I need to know what is. And don't just give me a fight card that has names on it, because that's easy to do. I've noticed people do that. Look at the fights. These fights are all incredible. Like that one, Dubois versus Parker, 50-50. BETERBIEV versus Bivol, 50-50. Hamza Shirez versus Carlos Adames, maybe 60-40. Zhang versus Cabel, 50-50. What else on? Boots versus Virgil, 50-50, right? Shakur versus Floyd, you favour Shakur, but all the fights are close. All the fights are close. All the fights have a storyline. All the fights are intriguing. I've just turned into a Riyadh season salesman now. I do apologise, people, but you can see I'm clearly excited about this. Anyway, we are live tomorrow at 8 p.m. We shall discuss it all then.